Welcome back. We are here to talk about popcorn. So if you're taking on the job of making popcorn, actually the process for all of our popcorn machines is the same as far as the number of bags that you use. So even though we're standing here in front of Big Daddy, and we are going to talk about some of the special instructions for Big Daddy, the process, no matter which popcorn maker you're using, is the same now in all of the stands. So whether you're in the basketball stand or our other football stand, the only exception to that would be the swim stand. And I will talk to the volunteers when they show up at the swim stand regarding their popcorn maker. It's still the same process. You just don't use as many of these bags. So again, we try to keep it really easy. All of the popcorn makers have switches. They're always at the top. So with Big Daddy, there's 4 switches, and you will switch all of these on, and you'll hear it turn on and start to heat up. I'm not gonna let this keep running for now because it's just for instructional purposes. And you're going to use 3 bags, and again, in all of the popcorn makers except for the swim stand, you will use 3 bags of the kind of pre-mixed popcorn. You cut along the top, and you're gonna make sure to dump the entire contents into your kettle. So you wanna make sure that all of the seasoning gets in there and all of your delicious fake buttery stuff gets in there. Right now, since it's hot out, clearly, as you can see, the butter is all melty. It's not always like that. If you're inside, the yummy fake butter is gonna be solid, and you'll have to squeeze it. So you're gonna use 3 bags every time in every popcorn maker. It's really important that we put the correct amount of oil and popcorn kernels into our kettles. It just helps our popcorn makers to operate correctly and not break down. So 3 bags at a time. Obviously, it'll be running, and it's really important not to leave your popcorn maker because you're gonna listen for it. It's kind of like microwave popcorn at home. There's gonna be an explosion of popcorn, and it's gonna come out of the kettle and go crazy. It'll start to slow down, and you wanna listen until it gets to about 2 to 3 seconds in between pops. So when you hear like pop, 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 that's when you're gonna turn off your switches, except for in the case of Big Daddy, the light here, you can leave your warming light on. You'll turn off all your other switches, and you can open it up, and all the popcorn makers have a handle where you will tilt and dump the rest of the popcorn out. And you want to make sure that you get everything out of there, so when you go to make your next batch of popcorn, you don't have anything left that's going to burn. I would ask, especially in the case of Big Daddy, that you don't slam it. We treat Big Daddy in particular with a lot of care. We whisper sweet nothings to him because we need him to last another year. So we're very careful with him. We're very careful with all of our popcorn makers because we want them to last. But Big Daddy in particular, we need to make sure that we're taking care of him. And you go ahead and you can do several batches, especially for our football games. You are going to keep popping and popping and popping. And at the end of the night, we wrap up our popcorn because I have other events that I end up using the popcorn at. So we don't lose popcorn. So you're gonna go ahead and fill this sucker up. And then you're gonna take your bags and you're gonna have scoops. And you're gonna fill your bags up. You can fill them to the top. We don't do the whole folding thing. So you can get them to the top, but you also don't want them overflowing. I don't want to walk in here and see a bunch of popcorn on the floor because that's lost inventory. and I don't like to lose inventory, so don't do that. You can get bags ready, certainly. If it's a busier event, you can go ahead and do that. But it's a very, very simple process. At the end of the night, if you're closing down the stand, all of our popcorn makers have to be cleaned out. In our football stands in particular, there are small shop vacs to kind of help you out, so you can vacuum out all of those kernels. All of the popcorn makers have a tray like this. They may be located somewhere different, but they all have a tray like this that you're gonna pull out and dump. And this, as well as the doors, which can be removed, are going to be cleaned in the 3-compartment sink. So make sure that that gets taken care of. And then the rest of the popcorn maker and the kettle gets wiped out just with warm water. And we have blue disposable cloths. We do not use chemicals in our popcorn makers. I'm not comfortable with putting chemicals in our kettles. I just think that that's not safe for our customers, and we have to make sure that we're keeping the health and safety of our customers at the forefront of our minds all the time. So it's a very simple process. Certainly if there's questions, reach out to the OHS Concessions email, and we'll look forward to working with everyone and making some popcorn.